The latest condition of General Rawat. Maruf, obviously this story is an evolving and developing one. We now know that of the 14 on board, including the CDS, 13 have not made it, which is the very, very unfortunate news that has come out and is breaking a lot of hearts and shocking all of India, because it literally happened without any inclination. Obviously, we have now suspense over one individual who has survived. Hopefully, will get through. One doesn't know the identities of those that have passed in this very grim tragedy. And obviously, the defense establishment, Maruf, must feel at this moment a little rudderless, would you say? Because it's not just the CDS, but others who are also with him, a brigadier, etc. This kind of, a news break, happenstance of such grim proportions must shake up people.
Well, Rahul, I'd like to be a little more objective at this point of time. As you know, I had known General Rawat when we were captains together in the 80s at Dehradun, and a very fine man. I hold him in very high regard. But under the current circumstances, let me explain to you that military organizations, most professional military organizations, are always prepared for a worst case contingency, and the institution is larger than the individual, and the institution continues to function and will function. India's entire defense apparatus will function. Let's hope the best for the person who's probably the 14th and still a survivor. But there is an automatic chain of command that has already been worked out well in advance. Who will take what slot, who will succeed whom. Sometimes there is a surprise in the system, as the sudden death of General B.C. Joshi, who was a very admired army chief and who died in the saddle. And if, God forbid, General Bipin Rawat is also the first CDS and the first CDS to die in the saddle, God forbid, then there is a succession route that would have been worked out. But this has to have the approval of the cabinet. This has to have the approval of the Prime Minister and the Raksha Mantri. So I think that's one of the issues they would be discussing today, most certainly. Because please understand, for a country that is a nuclear power, there is a chain of command, there is a system in place as to if any element of the chain of command, from the Prime Minister down to a tactical force commander who may be asked to use those weapons, if he goes missing or if he is a casualty, who takes over next? That's a very important decision that the country has to take and will take, and I think there are contingencies built in place. The other aspect is that when a senior officer of, as Sinjoy had explained, who is the senior most of the three now, but it may not necessarily be one of the three senior most that the cabinet would choose. It could be somebody else that the Raksha Mantri, who in association with the National Security Advisor may have in mind and would recommend to the Prime Minister. This is all out right now, unknown to us. What will come out might throw in a few surprises. But quite clearly, the system will not stop working. And that's the point I wish to underline.